All right, 2A, that was a square, right? We discussed that yesterday, even though it was drawn in a strange way. So did we all get that answer? 3 column 3 4. Okay, you just do 1,8 times 1,8 or 1,8 squared, and you get the answer. Okay, so that first one wasn't too bad. Then I asked you to leave out B. So the next one was C, and C is a rectangle. So you do length times breadth. Guys, it's fine if you wrote that the other way around. Okay? The order in which you multiply numbers together doesn't matter. 3 times 2 is what? 6. And what's 2 times 3? It is also 6. Alright, so it doesn't matter, right? You have put 29,4 first and then times 18,3. You'll still get 4 marks. You'll get the same answer. Alright. It's basically just 2 sides that you times it together. Alright? Now for D, I did show you this on the board, but just I drew the little triangle that we put together on the side as well, just so that you can see some of you were the confused about yesterday. So that was the shape that they gave us, right? And we said yesterday this is a rectangle because we have 4,31 and 5,07. Those are 2 different lengths. Okay? So that's a rectangle. And then we have 2 smaller triangles that guys we have to put those 2 together to form one. Okay, so if you were confused by this question and you didn't draw this, then you can draw it now. You can do it now. What? So that you guys are being to be careful when you're wrong. Alright guys, so now this whole length was 9.62, right? Thank you, let's focus. This was the same length, 4,31. That is also 4,31. So that is why for the side or the base actually of this triangle, when we're taking the 2 pink triangles and putting them together, right? Does my picture make sense? And took those 2 sections and put them together. That length or that base rather is going to be 9,6 minus 4,31. So that's how I got that value, guys. 9,62 minus 4,31. Okay, and that gave me 5,31. That triangle has a perpendicular height of 5,0. So guys, this was the rectangle. I'll be with you in 1 second. Length times breadth, and this was the triangle. Half base times perpendicular height. Yes, yeah, definitely. One more for the length times breadth here, definitely. Then you'll probably get 2 marks for this. So 1 for applying the formula and 1 for getting that base. Right? And then 1 for the answer. Yeah, so that will be a 4 mark. But are we remembering our square on the units? Hey, meter squared or centimeter? What is it? What square? Okay, fine. We're gonna go on to E. Oh no, stop it. I saw it hoping. All right, we're looking at E. If you missed anything there, you can just come look at the answer at the end. I have it here. So guys, for E, and we all do that stuff, all right? So the diameter is 123 millimeters. But for the area formula, we need the radius. So we divide the diameter by 2. That's how I got 61.5. Okay. That's how I got 61.5. Okay? Yes.
We're taking how to write Pythagoras.
No, it doesn't use Pythagoras for this. Pythagoras is just an right angle triangle. Yeah. What do you mean? What did you write? It depends on the question. Okay, they'll tell you in the question how you measure. In this one, I should take it. That's right. Yeah. That the question was asked. The question was asked now, do you actually have to write this down for a mark? And you don't have to. Okay. when we award marks for this, I'm going to look at what you use in your formula for the radius. Okay, because your radius is 1.5. So you don't have to write that down, guys. I just said so that you can follow what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, I just use brackets when it has decimals. Because I think it just looks neat, but you don't have to. So what? I'll go back to it now. Alright, for if was actually, I think it looked more complicated than what it was. Right? And if this is a triangle, I don't want you guys to look at this as two separate right angle triangles. Because that's kind of what it looks like, right? But actually what they've done here, they've shown you the base and they've shown you the perpendicular height. Okay, so it's actually, it looks more complicated than it is, obviously now. The base is 73 and the perpendicular height is 24. You saw what? I did it because it was a 995. So I did, but I think it's fine if you leave it as 995 as well. They didn't say in this question what you have to do about rounds. They didn't say for this question. They just say calculate the area. Yeah, but some people will listen to it. The thing is, if you try to round this to 2 decimals, then you must round it up to 15. All right, guys, let's look at number 3. I did write it on the board. Oh, sorry, go on next. Okay. All right, for number 3, guys, I did write the answer on the board yesterday. I just wanted to go through it again. A circle has an area of 49 pi centimeters squared. So they've given us the actual area. Determine the diameter d of the circle. So remember, this is what I wrote on the board yesterday, but guys, I wasn't sure if you actually knew what was going on here. This is the formula for area, and this is the actual area. Right? You see what I did? They told us that the area is 49 pi. Yes, but how do we calculate area? Using pi r squared. Okay, so I used the formula of what they've given me. I'm going to do another example later on. I used the formula of what they've given me and I made it equal to the actual area that they gave. Right? Yesterday we said that there's a pi there, there's a pi there, we're going to cancel each other out. Pi left was r squared equal to 49, and what number squared is 49? 7. Okay? Can I have a negative 7 centimeters there? It's possible to have a negative 7 centimeters. No, okay? So that's why I just wrote 7 centimeters. But that's the radius. They asked for the diameter, so we would have to find that radius. Question. Okay, then we move on to 8. So guys, just quickly. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move this up. No problem. Okay, now the picture, right? Listen up, please. Now you look all over the place today. Can we just focus? Okay, so you didn't have to number those parts, right? I just done a full explanation. We have 3 parts here, right? There's a right angle triangle there, guys. We have enough information to calculate the area of this triangle. We need the base, which we do have, and we need the perpendicular height. So we write a value there, but isn't that the height? Okay, cool. Okay, so we actually do have enough information here to calculate the area of the first triangle. Do I have enough information to calculate the red triangle, the area there? We have 8 and we have 4. Alright, so that's fine. And what about this one? Do I have the base of this one? 3, and I have the perpendicular height. Yeah, so that's a nice one, guys. We didn't actually have to calculate any of the sides in order to find the area. You just have to recognize that if this is 4, this is 4. Okay, because that rate 4. This one is the swan, the swan. See? Yes, yeah, we could have. I'm going to show you now my working one. Okay. All right, guys. So just ignore this for now. We're going to get to that now. So that was my area calculation. I did area triangle 1 and area triangle 3 because the 1, 2, and 3, but don't worry about the numbers. Right? It was a triangle and a rectangle and another triangle. So that was the first triangle, right? With the base of 1 and the height of 4. This was a rectangle that had a length of 8 and a breadth of 4. And then that second triangle was on the side was, or had rather, a base of 3 and a height of 4. Okay, guys, are you still doing the 3 separate calculations? Please don't. Right, I saw when I was walking around and some of you are still doing it, making a lot of work for yourself. Please practice writing it all in one line, please. Yes, as one triangle, correct. So then that triangle would have a base of 3. Yes. Yeah. Alright, well, we find that area calculation, guys. Now they also the perimeter as well. I don't know if you all noticed that. So now for the perimeter, I'll go back to ours just now. Remember, perimeter, you need all the outer sides, right? So we need KM. Do we have KM? Hello? Then we need that 1 centimeter. We have 8 centimeters there, 3 centimeters there. We need that 5 centimeters, which we do have, and then that 8 centimeters. So guys, we actually can't calculate the perimeter yet. We first need to calculate KM. Alright. Alright, so KM. Now guys, how do I find the length of KM? Using Pythagoras, hey? This is a right angled triangle. I have the other two sides. What side is KM? If I'm looking at this triangle, what do I call that side? Yeah. The hypotenuse, hey, is opposite the right angle. So for the hypotenuse, we're going to say this one squared is equal to that squared plus that squared. Okay. So guys, again, Pythagoras is coming in and they didn't say anywhere that we must use Pythagoras. I think we have to figure that out. So KM squared, I'm just going to write here, this is the hypotenuse. That's why I'm adding the other two together when I'm calculating this one. Remember, if it wasn't the hypotenuse, we would say hypotenuse squared minus the other one squared. Okay? So you can leave it at root 17 centimeters. You remember when we did that, I said if you have a number that doesn't actually have a square root, you can just leave it at that. But if you wanted to, you could work that out. Let's see quickly what that is. The square root of 17 is guys, the only thing that makes this tricky, right? This is not the final answer of the question. They didn't ask us to calculate KM. They asked the perimeter. Now, how it works in maths is when you are doing like an in-between calculation, like what I'm doing now, right? KM is an in-between calculation, so that I can do the perimeter. I'm actually not allowed to round this off. So now, if you write in 4,12, because it was actually this, right? Because I had a whole bunch of decimals. If I'm writing 4,12, and then I put a 4,12 there, in this case, it would give you the same answer, but if you were multiplying sides together and all sorts of things, the final answer might be slightly different. Okay, so I want to urge you that if you are doing it in between calculations, right, rather leave your answer in the third, in the square root. Okay, I'm going to write it here. Do not round off unless it's the final answer. Okay, when it's the final answer, you can definitely round off. But if you have to first calculate something else before you get your final answer, then you're not allowed to round it. So rather work with this and then with that in your actual calculation, and then your final answer is the sharp. Okay, if you want to write 4,12, that's fine, but then you're going to have to type in the square root of 17. Okay, that's what you're right. So then for the perimeter, I just added all those sides together that I highlighted, like that one that we just calculated, and then I rounded it. Okay, 29.1. Any questions on this? How does God get this work, guys? I'm not sure. It is tough, yeah, it is difficult. Okay? Denise, what do you want to say? Okay. It's okay. I don't know anything about this. All right, we're looking at this shape, guys. This is the one that I helped you with yesterday. I just wanted to pull in that 30 and 20 up there. Again, guys, it's two triangles and a rectangle. Right? Do we have the, if I'm looking at my first triangle, do I have the base? Oh, sorry. The base here, 20, I do have that, right? What about the perpendicular height? Yes, I have it. What about these dimensions for the rectangle? 30 times 40, sorted. What about this triangle? The base is 20 again, and the height again is 40. Okay, so for the area we have to have it. Okay. Now, guys, before I go over to the side, if we have to do the perimeter, I'll show you all the answers now. It will be GF plus this whole side, which is 30 and 20, and then it will be JH, and then, which we also don't have, hey? And then it will be GH, which we do have. So, guys, which two sides am I missing here? GF and HJ, right? I'm talking about the perimeter now. Perimeter, you need all the outer sides and to add them together. Now, guys, if we're looking at these two triangles, you see that they're actually the exact same triangle. 20 and 40, 20 and 40. So if I just calculate GF, that side is going to be the same as that one, right? It's the exact same triangle. Okay, so you don't have to do the same calculations, right? You can see on the side I calculated GF, and then I know that JH is also that. Okay. What do you mean? So what I'm just putting there, if you did draw this picture, maybe just put a line there and a line there to show that they are equal. Because the two triangles are exactly the same. That's why. Okay. They didn't tell us that they're equal, but if you look at this triangle on the side, it has a base of 20 and a height of 40. Other triangle also has a base of 20 and a height of 40. So it's going to give you the same answer. Alright, so you can look at the answer there, guys. Let me just cover this link here. Make sure that you have that written down. Now for GST, I got a very funny answer, hey? But it's fine. Like I said before, we're not allowed to round that off and then work with a rounded value. So you have to work. I'll show you now how to type that on the calculator. Okay, when you're adding all of those together. I'll show you how that works now. For area, again, we had all the sides of these curves. We can just do the separate area calculations. For the perimeter, you have to find those two sides. You don't have that. Just going to add to my solution. See if this is JH as well. Guys, I'm going to give you a short class test on Monday. Okay, on this work, on the perimeter and area, and Pythagoras. Okay, it won't be too complicated. Again, we've haven't done a class test in a while, and I'm feeling a bit out of touch with how it's going. Alright, so if they can give us away, we need to see how it goes. Yes. Yeah, but that hasn't been finalized yet, so as soon as that's ready, I'll hand it off to you. Brian making a comment about that is not going to change the outcome. It's going to work. Yeah, exactly. The project is going to boost your marks, I'm sure. All right, guys, can I show you quickly how to type that in on the calculator? So this is now on the Casio one. So you'll do 50 plus, oh no, that's a 3 plus. Now, guys, for the 20 root 5, you type 20 like you normally would. And then you have your square root button there. And then you put a 5. Easy. But now, guys, see what happens if I now just press the plus again. Oh dear, do I want that? No. So delete it. Press your arrow to go out of the square root. Plus 50, plus 20, square root button, and a 5. And you press equal. And it does actually give you the decimal answer immediately. If there was still like a square root 5 somewhere, to get the decimal, you just press the SB button. Okay. What? That's the answer to the pyramid. Six. Oh, that is not number 3. Oh, well, we're so busy with education. Yes. That was GH that we calculated. GH was 21. Okay, let's go back to 8C. We still have to mark 8C. Question 8C. All right, guys, this was an interesting picture. Thank you. This was an interesting picture. They put a lot of symbols on this picture, right? But not a whole lot of information. So if you're looking at the fact that there are 2 lines on AK, 2 lines on KP, 2 lines on B, and 2 lines on AB, that means that all 4 of these sides are equal. They told us that AK is 17 centimeters. That means that all of them are. Okay? Does that make sense? They showed us that they're equal, right? Now, here they're showing that this part, 8 centimeters, is equal to that part, also 8 centimeters, right? So you can fill that in. I didn't, but we'll do it now. That line, what is that? QP or PQ is also 8 centimeters. So guys, even though they have filled the actual values in on all the sides and all the lines, they kind of which ones are equal by using those symbols. So that's very important. Now, what type of shapes do I have in the big shape? Triangles. Right angle triangles, yes. And are they all the same? Let's look at this top one. 17. Then they leave that line with the 3 symbols up or the 3 lines. Well, we don't know what that is yet, but we know that it's going to be equal to that one. And we have 8 centimeters. What about this one? The same size, hey? 17, 8 centimeters, and the one with the 3 lines. This one, 17, 8, and the one with the 3 lines. And that one, guys. This one also has a hypotenuse of 17 centimeters. That side of 8, and then this side with 3 lines. So these 4 triangles are exactly the same, all 4 of them. Right? So if you make sure that you have enough information to find the area of that one will have the same area, and that one, and that one. We have 4 identical triangles in the picture. Okay, how can I find this side? Because I do need this side, right? If I'm just trying to find the area of this triangle up here, triangle AQK or AKQ or whatever you want to call it, the area of the triangle is half base times perpendicular height, right? I have the height, but I don't have the base. I have hypotenuse. You see that? That's a right angle, and that's a hypotenuse there. So that you need to calculate the base first, which is KQ for this one. Okay, using Pythagoras. So you're going to say KQ squared is hypotenuse squared minus the other one squared. 17 squared minus 8 squared. Right, I'll move back to the picture just now. So KQ was 50. We find that calculation. So now that is 15. I'm going to put it in red because this is the one that we calculated, right? 15 centimeters. And because this one has 3 lines and that one also 3, this is also going to be 15 centimeters. So for the area, guys, half base 15 times perpendicular height 8. 4 of them. You see why I put 4 in front? Because they are 4 identical triangles. If you wanted to, guys, you could have done 4 separate brackets, alright? One line was not the other one, not the other one, not the other one. That's just a lot of writing. Okay, but it's fine. We'll get to the same answer. It's going to be 4 of the same brackets, okay? I just was a bit lazy, so I wrote it as 1 bracket times 4, because I know that all 4 triangles are the same. They're going to have the same area. The parameter for this one was very easy. They actually gave us all 4 sides. 17, 17, 17, 17, right? So you could just add those 4 together. Guys, how could I have written this in a shorter way? Instead of 4 17, I'm adding together, yes? What is the power? Yeah, 17. times 4, hey? There we go, 17 times 4, you could write it like that as well. All of them and all the sides are equal to 7. Okay guys, judging by the number of people that are either just staring at the board, not writing anything down, also not marking anything, and then also the number of people just copying that stuff down onto the page. I'm concerned because if you don't practice this stuff, you're not going to be able to do it. Right? And we're moving on from areas related today to new stuff. So now we've lost it on. No, I'm not really talking about you guys, so don't you worry. I'm talking specifically about people that get like 30% and then they still don't do half of it. That's a bit of a setting yourself up to fail. I'm not talking about that. Mind your own business. You know that I'm speaking to you, then you better pull up yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to mark number 9 now because I actually want people to try it. So number 9 I will mark on Monday. If you have not done number 9 yet, if you really don't know how to do it, right, at least draw the pictures. For 9 A and B, I want you to draw the pictures and then think of a way to do it. Number 9 was difficult, right? But there's no point in just looking at a question being like, oh, I don't understand. I mean, this is it. All right, I'm going to check your books on Monday and you have to have at least drawn the pictures for number 9. See? The answers of the picture. I am handing out a little note on converting vectors or units like I promised yesterday. So while I'm doing that, please draw all the pictures for 9 and B in your books. Yeah. Okay, good. There's a word. This is very actually absolutely. It's kind of useless. I mean, I'm really sorry. I don't know. Okay, some of you seem to not have a textbook, so I have already drawn the pictures. So I will put these pictures on the board for you quickly, and you can just copy them down. It's just if you've already done it, don't worry. It's just for adding the current content and project. And then you're gonna stick this page. Hurry up, hurry up. So guys, this is from the revision exercise number 9. Thank you. But it's worse, so you just have to do a little bit. you have to find what x is, yeah, but they just told you that the area was. Grade 8, I just want to clarify, for those of you that have not yet done this question or looked at it, in number 9, you're not going to do it now, you're going to think, but then we're going on with the other work. In number 9, they will ask you to find x. That was the instruction. So for 9a, they gave you that right angle triangle. They didn't label that as a blue H. I put that in, but you can put that in there. So we agree that that line would be the perpendicular height. Okay, that's why I labeled it as H. They told you that bottom side is 3. They want you to find the hypotenuse because they didn't give you the height. They say that the area is 6 meters squared. Okay, so that's what I wrote there at the bottom. That was the information that they gave us. Okay, I didn't calculate that. That wasn't the question. The question wasn't asking for the area. They said that the area is 6. You can find x. Alright, it is a difficult question, but I want you guys to think. How do you calculate the area of the triangle? How can you use that with the fact that the area is 6 to get the height first, and then that will allow you to find it. Alright, so the first step that you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to find the height first, using the area somehow. Now we now, and then you must find x. For 9b, guys, there's a lot going on in 9b, do we agree? Okay, just like it's not out far. Let's just check quickly. Oh, sorry, I left something out. So for 9b, they actually told you that the perimeter is 29 centimeters. So I'll add that in quickly. Maybe 1 second. The perimeter. Okay, so you have to figure out how to use the perimeter. Thank you. Thank you, They told you that the perimeter is 29 centimeters. Of this whole shape, guys, not of this funny looking shape. Alright, so what would you actually do to get the perimeter of this? It would be x and 2.2 and 3.6, right? And 3. And what do you think this is going to be? Also 3.6. Good. And then another 2.2 and then x. Guys, you have to use that along with the fact that the perimeter is 29 to get x. Okay, actually, I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to attempt this question because we just discussed it. When you are done with this question, you are going to speak at what version page we're going to look at next, please. Oh, you find it? Sorry, Guys, in 9A, I don't think it's for anyone else, but I heard three actually loses. Alright, so just, I don't know if that's, Nicole just pointed that out now. It doesn't change the calculation now that I told you what to do. So just change this to 3 meters. Sorry, guys. Approximately. Thank you for picking that up. Thank you. Nobody. All right, guys. Okay, guys. One thing that I can say is I love the fact that everyone was fine. Okay, that's really good. Yes, but yeah, that's how you learn to think differently and to eventually be able to. Okay, so I'm very happy about that. So the area, and guys, you could have written this out slightly differently. I'm just going to show you quickly. All right, let's focus, please. Okay. Right. Yeah. So the area was 6, right? So I'm just writing the formula for area now equal to 6. Okay, that's all I do. We all know the area for the formula for the area of a triangle. Okay. So if they've given you the area, guys, that is always going to be your first step. You're going to write the actual formula and make it equal to that value. But now, guys, we also know what the base is, right? We know that the base is 3. So now you can write it like this, or you can also just work out what half of 3 is, which many of you did. What is half of 3? 1.5. Okay, so 1.5, 1.5 half, if you want to write it. So we know that 1.5 times the height is supposed to give us 6. So guys, we're going back to equations now, right? Which I think some of you were just doing like without even thinking of, oh, I'm solving an equation. You just knew that now to get h, you must divide 6 by 1.5. Right? What's the opposite of multiplying by 1.5? Divided by 1.5. Okay, so h is going to be 6 divided by 1.5. Which you can do on a calculator, it's 4, hey? Yeah. So h is 4 meters. I'm not done yet. I'm just going to move this picture down a bit. Okay, guys, so that is how you find h. What we find with that? You use the formula for the area, you put in the base that you have, and you basically solve it for h. It's like you're solving an equation. Okay. Now we still find x, guys. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to put in that h is 4 meters. Now, some of you are getting confused. Yeah, you are wanting to find in Pythagoras, as you have to know your formulas. Okay, I know you probably haven't sat down and learned them all, but you are going to have to. It's kind of your test. X is the hypotenuse. So we're going to say hypotenuse squared is equal to 4 squared plus 3 squared. Right? X squared is equal to 4 squared plus 3 squared. Many of you also were not writing Pythagoras. Please add that. Just in terms of marks, guys, make sure that we write that down. Now we're going to add that. What is 4 squared? 16. What's 3 squared? 9. What's 16 plus 9? 25. So now you take the square root of that. What's the square root of 25? 5. There we have the answer, guys. Any questions? 5. Alright. Guys, this is like a problem question, right? So I'm not even got it. But now, remember one thing, in a face for exam, I'm not going to be next to you telling you, oh, find H first, remember, you can make it equal to the area. So we are going to be practicing these types of questions, alright? But what I'm saying now is if they're giving you the area or they're giving you the perimeter, you saw it also in, what was the other one when that happened? There was another, it was number 3. They gave you the area as well, right? I'm going to write the note down now. If they give you the area of the perimeter, you make the formula equal to that value, all right? And then you use that to find an answer. So I'm going to write here. Please write this down on the side, put a little bubble around it or box or whatever. If all right, please write that down, right? Wait, just next time I put like a box around it or like a bubble or highlight it. It's almost like a note that we're putting next to an example. Sorry, my box doesn't want to work with it now, but anyway, like that. And guys, you can expect to get a question like this in a paper exam where they are not just giving you the dimensions and you must find the area, right? They can give you the area and you must find one of the dimensions. Okay, this one was a step further because not only did you have to find the dimension, right, the height, you also then have to use Pythagoras to get it. Okay, so this one was a bit more difficult than just the basic area is given 5 dimensions, right? So we're all going to do more as well. Okay, guys, we didn't get to converting units today, and we also didn't get to surface area and volume. All right, so next week we are going to have to push. All right, I want you please to come to class on Monday and know we're going to work for the whole hour. When they're going to work for the whole hour. Okay, number 2. Grade 8.